reminded us of the power of leadership, partnership, and innovation that are core to the very DNA of SuperBridge. We all see the tremendous growth and potential in the world's fastest growing economies. But we all also know that to unlock that potential and realize that growth, we'll need a confluence of strategic investment, innovation, conducive business environments, and talent. And that requires real leadership and partnership across the public and private sectors. Therefore, we are very happy to kick off our first fireside chat and panel on the importance of public-private partnerships in boosting economic growth in the fastest growing economies. We have for you a diverse and distinguished panel of public and private sector leaders to explore this topic, but we are going to begin with a very special fireside chat, moderated by David Schlesinger, founder of Tripod Advisors. David previously served as the editor-in-chief of Reuters, the world's largest international news service, as well as chairman of Thomson Reuters China. He also serves as a member of the SuperBridge Council. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the stage David Schlesinger.
Thank you. And now it is my honor and pleasure to invite to the stage Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, the chairman and CEO of DP World. Please come to join us for a fireside. I think you have to use a microphone if you don't mind. So I introduced you as chairman and CEO of DP World, but of course, that's only one small fraction of the many things that you are. We could say that you are, in fact, one of the world's great builders. You had the vision to build the Palm, the great collection of man-made islands. You build infrastructure around the world. You build bridges between different nations. So maybe we could start by discussing how you have seen public-private partnerships throughout your career and how that has helped.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate the Department of Economy and Trade and Tourism in Dubai for organizing this fantastic gathering for all of us. SuperBridges, we believe in bridging the trade between countries. DP World today, we are in over 60 countries in 137 locations. We handle almost, last year we handled 80 million. This year we'll handle almost the same around the world. And all our businesses around the world are private-public partnership. We are partners with countries to develop ports around the world. It works very well. The business DP World in today is in logistics, transportation, cargo handling, and so on. All that needs infrastructure. Infrastructure needs funding, and funding cannot come from the banks only. It has to come from private-public partnership, where all our investment today with all the countries include that. Recently, actually, we have an agreement with BII, famous fund in UK, where they participate with us in our ports in Africa. So definitely, this is very important.
I think that's an interesting point. Can we just pick up on the Africa part? Because I think one of the things that SuperBridge wants to do is build links to underrepresented and underinvested parts of the world, and Africa certainly stands out as one of those. Can you talk a bit about some of the potential that you see and some of the things that could help develop that potential?
Absolutely. An example, for example, in Indonesia, we partnered with the INA, which is Indonesia Investment Authority. We are partners with them to develop ports. We started with Balawan, and I just came from Indonesia a few days ago. We're starting another one in Surabaya, and we're looking at ports where we develop together. They selected DPO because of our spread around the world. We have developed in, for example, Rwanda, a very interesting logistic park in a dry port, which is helping to bring cargo from Mombasa and Dar es Salaam to Central Africa. It used to take 2 weeks, now it takes 2 days. It used to cost $7,000 to $10,000 per container, now it costs $2,800. We're using our knowledge and expertise and resources to do this.
So you talk about a transfer of knowledge, a transfer of expertise, and a transfer of funds. All these things have to come together, is it?
Absolutely.
Can you talk about some examples maybe where it hasn't been quite so successful and how you have been able to overcome those difficulties?
A lot of time we work with the bridges. So, for example, when I saw the super bridges, it's very interesting for me because we're starting these bridges projects. For example, we have today India and UAE bridge, which you heard about the Indian intention to export through UAE into the region and Europe. Another one is we did ourselves, which we do it now with many countries. We selected Mozambique, Maputo, Dubai, and India. Our port people in Maputo have a mission to go to the customers, the traders, and ask them 2 questions. What are you selling? And what are you buying? The same question is asked by the traders in Dubai, the same question is asked by traders in India. And within 3 months, hundreds of millions of dollars trade was created from zero. The Mozambique...
So simply by facilitating that communication.
Absolutely. But in Mozambique, they're looking to sell something and they're looking to buy something. Same thing in India. And when we connected the traders through us, hundreds of millions of cargo has emerged. And this is something we are doing now in every region.
So that's fascinating to me because in that case, you are actually functioning as a middleman. And yet earlier, you and I had a discussion about how you have a vision for the Uberization of the world where there's a disintermediation between 2 sides. Can you tell me how that works?
Yes. First of all, it is really interesting that GITEX is happening. And I can tell you, UAE and Dubai in particular, we are so advanced in technology due to the decision, the wise decision that Hussein Sheikh Mohammed taken in 1999. He announced and gathered all the government officials and people and said, Dubai government will be electronic. I was listening and I didn't know what he meant. And what he said is that no more people need to go to government offices. People should finish what they need, all services provided through their desktop. And they asked him how long this will happen. He said, I give them 2 years. They have to do it. In GITEX in 1999, Sheikh Mohammed announced that we have now electronic government. Everybody should deal with the government through desktop. It was a major issue and a major achievement. In 2013, he announced that Dubai will be a smart city, meaning that all the services the government need will be provided through the apps on your phone. And I tell you, this is very interesting. I don't believe anybody has done it as deep as Dubai. In fact, I remember I just came from a trip and they told me that my passport has less than 6 months. So I sent my passport to the passport authority to renew it. And they sent it back. They said, no, go online. A new picture you download. So I downloaded online. Took me 2 minutes. And the next day, the passport came. I didn't know this. Show me a place where this can happen. And that is why in technology, we are embracing it. And when I talk about Uberization or disintermediation of services, the supply chain today is the most inefficient industry that has not been disrupted. During COVID, we noticed and we felt how fragile the supply chain.
Yes.
Everything got shut down. You cannot export, got delayed. A small incident in Suez Canal delayed cargo, which was only 40 hours of delay. That resulted in 2 months of delay of cargo. And so I say this is the Uber phenomenon. What is that? Today, what is Uber? Uber is a driver and a passenger, and nobody in between. You need a driver, you go through Uber, you get the driver, and nobody in between. This is happening in the world in a big way, and this will happen in the supply chain. Remember, traveling, you used to go to a travel agent to get your ticket booked. You don't need it anymore. You need to go to a hotel or book in a hotel. This will happen. The only problem is there are so many stakeholders in the supply chain. What are we doing about it? As DP World, we already launched so many platforms to help the traders. For example, one of the issues in the supply chain is the customs where they speak a different language, and that delays cargo.
And they have a different
Absolutely.
they have a different goal.
Absolutely.
Your goal is to actually ship from A to B and to make money. Their goal is to check for smuggling and to collect taxes. So they're a mismatch of goals as well.
There are many issues in this. And the issue for us really today, we transform ourselves from a port operation company to an end-to-end solution provider. Right. We are in charge of the cargo from the factory floor until the customer door and anything in between.
I see.
And today, Dubai is becoming a hub where cargo comes from everywhere and goes everywhere.
So
the advantage in Dubai
Sorry, could I just interrupt? So that is really the taking of responsibility, and that's where you're adding the value. You take responsibility for the entire process without saying, oh, that's not my job,
Well,
that's somebody else's department.
Absolutely. We are leveraging on the advantage of Dubai. You can find a shipment any day, anywhere in the world. This is not easy. So what do we do in Dubai? We interfere in helping. We have even started a trade finance for the traders, so that the trader has an easier way of buying and exporting and borrowing. We have a platform called Freight Alliance, where it's a platform for all the freight forwarders, where when we have a cargo for someone, they bid and they give the best rate and the fastest route. We have also cargos.com, which provides trade finance, provides trace and track, and allow people to choose what they want. So
do you see yourself more as a platform company these days, or
everything?
Everything.
We have both soft and hardware development. In soft, it is Cargos, Freight Alliance, and many other platforms that help us. We have launched these during COVID when we need to communicate.
Yes.
We use the disadvantage. At the same time, trade finance. At the same time, leveraging. Look, in Africa, for example, we have 27 countries, 7 ports. We have 15,000 trucks. We have 22,000 employees in Africa. And Africa has an advantage and has a challenge. The challenge is infrastructure. Infrastructure is difficult. And that's why we're leveraging that. In Africa, our company, Imperial, today supplies the supermarket with fruit and vegetables. We go to the farm, we take it in our warehouse, we package it, and we send it to the supermarket. Wow. We involve that way. We need to be proactive and anticipate a problem. If we stay in the port and think we can fix every problem, there are many problems outside the port we are not aware of, we have no knowledge about it. We invested from 2016 until now over $6 billion in enabling us to be able to provide the service from end-to-end solutions.
So knowledge is the key foundation, then platform, then the infrastructure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's bringing these things, these strands together.
We have a system called CNS, which is Community System Network, which is basically a custom clearing system. We invented it. Today they're using it in UK. In all the ports in UK, they go on CNS. And we are launching it in Dominican. And we're launching it in many places because one of the problems is delay. And we have developed amazing systems in-house ourselves, whether Dubai Customs or us as a port.
So just to cut down the delay, because you've now can transport the goods quickly, but getting them through to the end
Absolutely.
user. I know that in the audience we have people who are developing Web 3.0 applications. We have people who are developing on blockchain. We have people working on artificial intelligence. Can you talk about how these new technologies will impact the work that you're doing?
It will disrupt the world, and we are welcoming that. These technologies are helping us, and we use many of these technologies, and we keep using them, we keep adapting. And I give you, we are not only limiting ourselves to software. One of the issues we have is in 2016, we realized that by 2020, we would need to expand 6 of our ports where they're nearing capacity. And at that time, and I will explain something about Hyperloop. Everybody heard about Hyperloop, which is the fast transportation of cargo and passengers. We are interested in the technology, because in the technology, there is something to help us handle cargo faster. So we started to buy in the company. Eventually, we bought it. And our interest is not just transporting passengers. Our interest is, how do I move cargo faster? We develop a system based on the technology of Hyperloop, which is we call high bay system or a box bay. And you can Google box bay in YouTube. It's a system that allows us to increase the capacity of the port by 300%. And the speed even faster. We developed one project in Dubai, and it succeeded beyond our expectation. We built it ourselves. Basically, to build a port to handle 4 million containers, you would need 3 kilometers of quay wall. That means if I have to expand the ports in Quebec,
Yes.
in Vancouver, or in Busan, or in Sydney, or in Jeddah, or in other places, I have to reclaim more. And it is a cost, and it is all disruption. Now, you only need 35% of the space. So from 3,000 meters, I'll need 1,000 meters. And we build a building, which is 11 floors. The containers are delivered from the crane into this, and it's taken by a conveyor belt. Containers that are weighing up to 50 tons are stacked like a shelf.
So that is innovation. That is truly.
What did we do? We have no more forklifts. We have no more RTGs. There is no equipment in the port. Crane to the building, and we handle it. It's faster, it is safer, it allows the customer to inspect when they want. This happened because there is a saying that says, necessity is the mother of invention.
Yes.
When people talk about innovation, it's not just to look good. We had no choice.
You had no choice.
So
and
today,
I think that's a perfect note to wrap this up on. I could speak with you all day because it's so fascinating.
So today, Box Bay is going to be in Korea, going to be in Sydney, and going to be in Vancouver. This is a must for us. That saved us a lot of money and protect the environment. And this is what we strive to do all the time.
I think you have a marvelous example of how vision, technology, infrastructure, and pure imagination can come together to solve real-world problems. I hope the audience enjoyed this as much as I did. Thank you so much for joining us.